Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Now, I think we're gonna take a little break on some SEO content this week and just focus on some monitor lizards, man. Of course, I got quite a few monitor lizards over the past couple of weeks and they're all doing some pretty cool stuff. They're all doing awesome and let's just do a little update video. That's pretty much it, man. Let's just dive into some monitor lizards. And by the title, you're probably wondering, Dakota, what kind of mistake did you make? Dakota? Making a mistake? What is this? Incredible! I never thought I'd see the day. Yes, I may or may not have made a slight error with my Ackie monitors. That we'll get into. We'll talk about it. But there's one thing before I wanted to do that. What was that? Oh yeah, we're gonna roll the intro. Alright, so first things first, I figured we'll just go into the Ackie monitor stuff. Sorry, just wires. Don't mind that. That's a work in progress. Soon it'll all look like this, but for now I just have this one part. Pretty much so what's happening with my Ackie monitors, about the first week that I put them in, of course I got them in that 6x3x3, I made a little video on it, and then talked a little about some upgrades I did within the enclosure. However, I was noticing some issues with the Ackie monitors, and that was the fact that, well, they weren't coming out. Pretty much the entire time that I had the Ackie monitors in the 6x3, they hid the majority of the time, pretty much all the time. The female may have been out for like every now and then I would see her out. For the most part, I would find them buried and hidden, not really wanting to come out whatsoever. At that point, I figured, well, this might actually be too big of a setup for these Ackie monitors. Of course, with them being only around 8 months of age old, they're not very big. They're a pretty small Ackie monitor, of course. They're a pretty small monitor lizard, and a 6x3 just might be too much. So with that being said, I actually instead moved them from the 6x3, which is behind me, to this 4x2 that I had laying around. I really noticed a very good increase of them moving around, a lot more activity. They're basking, they're eating, just a lot more of the activity that I did want to see versus what I was getting before of them just hiding 24/7. Honestly, these guys are doing fantastic. Let's open up the tent and check out where they are at. Oh man, so here real quick. Of course, we got the female Ackie right here climbing on some branches. I guess all in all, I should show you guys, what the setup is looking like. So this is just going to be the temporary. That's a 4x2x2 setup. So of course, we got the basking area right there. I kept one cinder block in here just for the fact that I noticed they like to use the holes as a bit of a hide. So not only are they being able to utilize this as a basking spot, they're also be able to go in there and still getting to regulate that body temperature while also creating a little bit of a hide. Other than that, we just got some cork bark, cork tunnels, and some sticks branches I could fit into here. Unfortunately, the branches that we have up there, they're actually like 4 to 5 feet long, where this enclosure is only 4 feet long. So I was unable to put as many branches as I would like. However, you can still see they're utilizing it. And just look at that beautiful female. You can see right here that she is almost done with shedding. You can see she just has her tail left, but she's looking a lot more red than we saw in the original video when I unboxed her. Fortunately, it does look like the male is actually hiding in this cork tube. We can't really get a good shot in there, but he's hiding out in there. But we still have this female to look at. I'll try to get some B-roll shots later of just how gorgeous he is. He did shed as well, and he's looking great. But these guys are awesome. You can see the males usually have gone a little better with interaction, but the female's not too bad. You're able to give her some scratches. Still a little stressed out, of course. She's like, I'm not too sure about this guy. Later on, I will be doing a little Ackie monitor taming guide type deal, just documenting where my progress is with taming these Ackie monitors, getting them from being these skittish little dudes to just a monitor that really enjoys being held and likes hanging out with you. Of course, we still have a few other monitor lizards to talk to, and I think that'll bring us to our next segment, which is going to be how the Quince trio is doing. Let's check it out. Coming down over here, we're gonna be taking a look at the Quince trio. This trio has been doing just fantastic. I've had literally no issues with them so far. Of course, those two babies are just doing great, eating for me, very healthy, going all over the place. They're just incredible. The larger one is also doing a little bit better. I've noticed he's also been eating, while still a little bit more sluggish compared to the other two babies. He is still eating, he's drinking, he's getting that hydration, so he is looking a little bit better, to the point where I'm not seeing where I'm pretty sure he's gonna pull through at this point, and we're not gonna have any further issues with him. With all that said, let's just take a quick look at him over here. Of course, they're in the very back of the building here, just to take extra precautions, make sure nothing will go wrong. These guys are just fantastic. Let's take a quick look at him over here. Of course, we got one baby right now basking. This is one of the younger ones. I've noticed that the larger one really enjoys hanging out up here. This is kind of his favorite spot. Let's see if we can just get a little... Yeah, that's a good boy. And then it looks like we got one also on the bottom down here, just chilling on. Will it focus? Yeah, there we go. Just nothing too much to note. This is, of course, just a temporary enclosure, so I'm not going like all out with it. One thing to note, though, is I did put a larger water area in here. So, of course, before I had actually, I think it's, yeah, it's right here. It's a little bit dirty. But we had this little shoebox bin filled with water just the other day. I think this is actually yesterday. I didn't, instead of this, I put in this larger one. So it's a lot deeper. They're able to really swim in there and just have a little bit of fun. Let's see if we can, these guys are pretty skittish still. I feel like anything within the Indicus complex, so when we're talking stuff like peach throats, mangroves, quince monitors, things like this, they're going to be very skittish as babies. This isn't really something where I feel you can kind of tame down this just instinctually. They're just pretty flighty as babies. They'll usually grow out of this, of course, with my bigger high yellow male. He's a little bit more calm and a little bit more able to be handled, whereas these babies are still a little bit skittish. Let's see if we can, Hey, buddy. I believe this is the one that is the most personable. Usually, well, he's pooping on me right now, so, well, that's a thing. These guys are just awesome. Let's see if he'll take a little dip. And I'll, well, I got poop on my hand now, so... Just some incredible animals. I'm gonna wipe this off real quick, and I will be right back. Alrighty, hands all clean, we are all set. Looks like our dubia roach managed to find his way out and is now trapped in between the screen and the cover. So there's just a random dubia roach. Looks like this guy's a little interested. He's like, hey, that looks like dinner. I think I'm gonna get some of that. But alright, I think that is enough of hanging out with the Quince babies. Of course, we'll be doing a bunch more content on them, just not right at the moment. I still want to get them a little bit acclimated before I make, you know, some series of videos with them. But all three are doing good. These two babies are awesome. Of course, we got the larger one just hanging. Every time I enter the tent, he's like, this is my spot. I'm hiding here. No one come near me. But alright, so Quince babies, doing great. Got a nice big water area for them, and... not too much else to say. Like I said, we'll be making some more videos on them later on down the road. However, in this video, we're gonna have to move on, folks, because we still have one more monitor species to go over. One that is probably my favorite species out of all my monitors. Of course, that is how the Argus pair is doing. Let's go check them out. Alright, now that I got my hands all sanitized, I wanted to make sure, you know, everything's clean before we move on to the next reptile. We can check out the Argus pair. Now, the Argus monitors, of course, are doing fantastic. I mean, what can you not love about Argus monitors? This has definitely been one of my favorite species to work with, just because of the fact that, well, just a couple of things. Let's see if we can open this up real quick. Alright, we'll get a good look at this pair. Just check these guys out. They are getting quite big now. I remember them being like, I mean, especially the male. The male used to be pretty small, but now he's getting pretty hefty over there, bud. Of course, Huffy and Puffy as always. These guys have been doing great. I've noticed no problems with the pair and how they're doing. They're still just hanging out, of course, in the 6x3. Over the spring, I will be moving them actually into the downstairs unit of this building. We'll be building them a custom enclosure. This will be stretching around 14 feet long by 6 to 8 feet wide by about 8 feet tall. It'll be a massive walk-in enclosure that I'm very excited for. But so far with these guys' size, they're doing good in this setup. Of course, as far as taming goes, we still just got the regular Argus attitude. They're not very happy about the camera, but with the female, I can usually, even if she's huffy and puffy, I can usually just get a few scratches in before she's like, fuck off. Yeah. She's gonna go walk off now, and she's like, how dare you touch me? The male's still a little skittish. He's like, don't even think about it. What do you think you're doing? But just amazing animals. Definitely my favorite part about these guys is feeding them. They are like velociraptors, people. It is always a good time to be feeding them. We got the female right over here just checking me out. She's like, he's still here after touching me? How dare he? Nothing much new going on with these guys. The only issue with this lens is the fact that whenever I focus on the basking area, it overshadows everything. So like if we go over here, it's like, oh, it's bright, everything. It's a nice lit enclosure, guys. It's just the fact when I focus on the basking area, it overfilters it to make sure that it's not the image isn't being overexposed. But just check these guys out. Oh man. The female over here, she's like, will I come over? Will I not come over? I probably won't come over. Just some beautiful animals. Feeding time is always the best with them. Like I said, they're like velociraptors going crazy for food. But yeah, so far no issues with these guys. Pretty much I'm just going through the stuff, making sure the female gets cycled, and then after that, of course, we'll be providing a lay box for her, making sure we have the proper amount of substrate, and it'll be a large box. I'll probably put it right over here, so we'll have this large, I believe at least a 56-quart bin, so we get that proper substrate depth where she can dig, test dig, and then potentially, people, lay us some eggs for 2021 to where we would get some Argus babies, which, of course, I am just very excited for. Oh boy. Argus monitors, people. All Huff. It's literally Huff 24/7. Before we go ahead and wrap this video up, I just wanted to take a look at one thing which I am I don't know, I guess the word would be confused about, and well, let's check it out. Hobbs? Awake? What is going on? Yeah, to be honest, I'm not too sure what's going on and why Hobbs is awake right now. I noticed he was up yesterday, but then about an hour he dug back in. He has that burrow right there, usually hides underneath this, so he has like a whole little thing going on. But now he's awake again, so I don't know, I guess I'll turn the basking light back on, and if he continues to stay awake, we'll start feeding him again and making sure that he's going. So potentially, we'll have some more Tegu content in 2020, which is just incredible. I did not think that, I didn't think we were gonna have any Tegu content. Well, there you have it, folks. A quick little monitor update showing how all the little dudes and dudettes are doing, and a surprise guest special of Hobbs. For some reason, I'm a little confused about that because he was down. He was down for maybe 5-6 weeks now, and now he's up, and that doesn't make any sense to me. But hell, I'll take it. I mean, I'll take it. If this means he's only going down for 6 weeks and he's up for the rest of the year, hell yeah, I'll take it. However, I'm not gonna get my hopes up because I know he'll crush them by sleeping for the next 6 months. Well guys, and that is going to wrap it up for today, but before I go ahead and do my outro, I want to hear from you guys. Leave me a comment in the comment section. What was your favorite monitor lizard today? What are you super excited to get more content of? Is it those adorable little red Ackies? Is it the Quince monitor babies? I mean, come on, those things are just cute as a button. Real cute. Or is it the Raptors, the Argus monitor pair? I love the huffing and puffing Dakota. We want more. Let me know in the comment section, what was your favorite monitor today? And of course, I'll say it one more time like I say it in all my videos. Huge shout out to Zen Habitats. If you're unfamiliar with Zen Habitats, they are an aftermarket reptile enclosure maker. They make some fantastic designs like this one right here. What is this? Is this reptile heaven in a box? I think so. If you're interested in getting some Zen Habitat enclosure, of course, they have a multitude of designs ranging from anything that'll work from as small as a crested gecko to as big as, say, an Ackie monitor or a Tegu as for a short amount of time, maybe a year or two. Anyway, we got them down there, folks. folks, Zen Habitat's down in the description. Check them out. It's some pretty good stuff. Shipping's included, so that makes it a one-time shop. It's not like, oh, I have to save, you know, X amount for this enclosure. Oh, wait, now I need to save $120 for the shipping of it. Nope, they include the shipping. It's super easy. It makes it a hell of a lot easier. Go check them out. And as always, if you liked the video, please feel free to give us a thumbs up. If you want to see some more of my animals or my breeding products, you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, DBCB Exotics. We're also on TikTok still have not hit that 10K. I'm just giving up at this point. I'm not getting my hopes up every time I look, and I've only gone up like 14 followers. I don't know why it was so easy for me to gain the 9,600 that I did in a couple of months, and now I'm struggling to get 300. Not sure what's going on with that. Plus, I've also heard that the ad revenue for TikTok is, let's be honest, it's shit. People make about 30 bucks a month off of it, and that's people with like millions of followers. So I'm really just, the TikTok dream of me getting rich off of it is just not, it's not what I thought. I think we're just gonna let that dream go. If you guys are interested in getting some rad t-shirts by me, we got a couple of designs right there. You can find that over in the description at Teespring, where we also have patreon.com/DBCB Exotics. Yep, if you guys want to see some monitor lizard updates, we already had 3 actually. I did 3 little bonus videos for my Patreon peeps. It's over there. You got to see some in-depth on some monitor feeding. I put a couple of clips that I did in that shot in this footage here. However, you would have seen that footage earlier. And hey, you want to know what the fuck's going on with that really expensive gecko, that super red tokay? If you're a Patreon member, you can figure that out in a couple of days when I post that video. Yeah, good stuff. There will be plenty of bonus videos that I do on Patreon. Of course, if you get first dibs on any of the animals I produce, you get to see first animals coming in before anyone else gets to see them. New projects, up-to-date information on pretty much everything that's going on here. It's a cool stuff. It's a lot more to get personal into the business side of things, where this is just kind of me making YouTube videos. But yeah, so it's as low as $1 a month. It's not bad. I mean, I wouldn't say it's the cheapest thing in the world. You know, it's not like a dime a month, but it is $1, which is 10 dimes a month, which is 100 pennies. So you do the math, folks. If you think you can make it, I would love to see you over at Patreon. That's gonna wrap it up for today. I got nothing else to talk about. Another thing, your name gets me in the outro that is rolling right now. You're gonna be a cool kid like all these cool kids. Let's check them out.